it's the perfect addition to our product line because of the medicinal properties to it.
Right.
And it grows where we live, so it's easy for us to wildcraft. And that's always a plus. And that's another reason why we choose the herbs that we choose, because they grow where we live, and it's easy for us to work with the Forest Service because we have developed that healthy relationship with them. The topicals. Now the sun's coming out. Yay, it's finally here. YewTip lotion is going to start flying off the shelf. That's really helpful for dry skin. People with sunburns, definitely apply the Fountain of Youth lotion afterwards, or the YewTip salve. The YewTip salve is very popular. That is our main seller within the topicals.
Got it.
And that is a combination of our YewTip oil and beeswax. And also I've run into customers that are allergic to beeswax, so they will choose the YewTip oil.
Welcome back to the Healthy Habit Podcast. We're talking with Chelsey Willis, back with another one with us. We just released episode 31 with Chelsey, so I'm excited for this check-in here. Chelsey's the vice president of Bighorn Botanicals, a company founded by her father, Rus Willis, in 1991. She uses cGMP guidance to ensure standard operating procedures are met for a sustainable harvest and manufacturing protocol. Chelsey's been trained most of her life by her father and grandmother Inez on how to operate the company from manufacturing to marketing, top to bottom. She is determined to continue her family's small business and keep the Montana YewTip products available to everyone. So let's welcome back Chelsey to the podcast. How are we doing, Chelsey?
Hi, I'm doing well. I hope everyone is too.
Well, people love having you on. They love hearing about our favorite Montana company, our favorite botanical company out of Montana. What's been going on in Bighorn since we last spoke?
Well, we just sent in our operation plan to the Forest Service for this year's YewTip harvest. And they just got back to me today, and everything's good to go. So we're going to start our YewTip harvest after the 4th of July. There's still snow in the mountains where we need to harvest, so we can't get up there quite yet. Have to wait for the snow to finish melting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mother's Day was good. We had a Mother's Day sale. People seem to like that. And we got production going on right now. We have YewTip capsules being made. We just did a run of powder, huge batch of powder. And we always have our retail manufacturing going, where the bottling of capsules, labeling, bagging the tea, bottling tincture, labeling everything, making soap, lotion, salve, all that's going on. It's pretty busy.
And where's that mostly headed? All nationwide or specific states more than others?
Nationwide, all online sales. All our wholesale customers call in to order, and our retail customers go online to order. Some call in. And it's just pretty busy this time of year. We're pretty quiet January, February, and March, and April. Mm-hmm. And then May, June, July, it starts speeding up again.
May, June, and July. So what other companies, folks, for all the listeners here, do you get to talk to where someone's giving you the behind the scenes and we're literally starting harvest right now? So that's why we appreciate having Chelsey and Rus on to give us that background information. And what are some of the most common uses here among the customers? And remember, this is not formal medical advice for anybody tuning into this. We're just talking how are most people using these products? Powder, capsules, and for what?
A lot of people use our YewTip capsules. They're the main seller. And a lot of it is general health maintenance to keep your immune system boosted. A lot of people use it for that. Also for the anti-inflammatory reasons. There's awesome compounds in Taxus brevifolia, such as taxanes and flavonoids, carotenoids, lignans, that hold your anti-inflammatory and antibacterial and antifungal and anti-tumor constituents there, or properties.
Yeah.
A lot of people this time of year, it's not so bad with the cold and flu season, but the allergies are starting to pick up. if you haven't noticed. Here they come. So a lot of people have been taking the YewTip tincture more lately. I noticed the last couple weeks we've sold quite a bit of tincture. So I think people like that fast effect the tincture gives because it is absorbed immediately in the body. We also have our tea drinkers. If you like a bitter, earthy tea, YewTip tea is the way to go. And that also has all your awesome compounds. It's not as strong as taking the capsules or tincture. So be aware of that. You'd have to drink 4 to 6 cups to really get the taxanes flowing in the system.
Oh, okay.
We also have the Montana YewTip oil, which is used topically and internally. And a lot of people, if they don't like the tincture extraction, that alcohol extraction, they'll choose the YewTip oil, which is all that alcohol has been evaporated out, the way we process that. The topicals. Now, the sun's coming out. Yay, it's finally here.
Right.
So
It's
now
getting hot here. It's almost at 100 now, pretty much.
Oh, I don't know if I could handle that. It's 85 here, and that's enough. But YewTip lotion is going to start flying off the shelf. That's really helpful for dry skin, people with sunburns. Definitely apply the Fountain of Youth lotion afterwards, or the YewTip salve. The YewTip salve is very popular. That is our main seller within the topicals.
Got it.
And that is a combination of our YewTip oil and beeswax. And also I've run into customers that are allergic to beeswax, so they will choose the YewTip oil, which is easy to use for them. The salve is wonderful for open injuries, open wounds. My son, he's 18. He's going to graduate this weekend. I'm so excited. But he has been skateboarding like crazy this year and getting a lot of scrapes, banging up his body. So I've been just lathering him up with YewTip salve every day. And in the sore joints, I rub in the YewTip oil for him. So that seems to help some muscle pain go away.
Right. 2 different ways to get the benefits of this Montana YewTip plant. And again, that's coming from the Taxus brevifolia plant, which we've discussed in previous episodes, unique to Montana and that upper region. It spans in the northern part of the country, correct? Nowhere else you can really find the YewTip and the Taxus brevifolia species, correct?
Yes, it grows in the northern hemisphere. Okay. And where we live, it grows like more of a shrub-looking tree instead of a tall pine tree. It grows like a tall pine tree in the Oregon area, but up in Montana and Idaho and Washington, it grows in higher elevations where the snow impact kind of breaks down the branches, and so it grows more like a shrub. And they can get huge, up to 15 feet tall sometimes. They're just amazing. And they're so unique. When we go out in the forest and look for our yew trees, we spot them immediately now. I remember my dad teaching me when I was a little girl. It took me a while, but I finally got the hang of it and spot out the Taxus brevifolia real well. They like to grow near cedar trees and hemlocks, so you have to pay attention. We are regulated also with the Forest Service. So the Forest Service comes and inspects our harvest protocol as we're in the woods. They'll come check it out and see how we're doing, making sure we're trimming the trees correctly and not leaving any trash behind, keeping the forest clean. And we've always had a A+ report from the Forest Service, which I'm excited about that. They like to share what we do with other people that go in wanting permits to harvest an herb or botanical in the forest. And they actually just asked us if they could use our operation plan as an example for companies, if anyone wants to get into harvesting in the wild.
Right.
So that was kind of neat.
That's amazing. That would be a cool field trip back in the day to go and check out how how that all functions there up in Montana. That would
Yeah,
be
it
really
would.
informative. So folks, if you're listening to this and you're dealing with seasonal allergies or cough or just respiratory distress, history of mucus, difficulty getting mucus up, and things of that nature, and you want to try something unique, you've never tried something like Montana YewTip, or we're about to bring in Rus's Respiratory Rose here into the topic discussion. Instead of just the typical things like echinacea, which are great, but to mix it up and try different things like rose. Not a lot of companies are making rose products. So that's a perfect segue then, Chelsey. Tell us about that
Mhm.
rose plant and why did you guys choose this is one of the newer ones added to the Bighorn family. Tell us about the plant rose. Why is it used herbally?
Yes, we use Rosa nutcana, that wild rose, and my father decided to bring it in the product line because of a study that was done through the British Columbia in Canada there, that native peoples used rose as an antibiotic or antiviral. And it was in a study showing that it was completely inhibitant on the rotavirus.
Mm.
So it's your strong viral tincture. And we have a tincture, capsules, and tea made from that. We're going to harvest that again this year as well. A lot of people that have tried that the last couple years since we brought it in 2020, the feedback seems to be they feel better and it prevented them from getting sick. So I thought that was unique and awesome. I mean, who doesn't like to share that kind of news?
Yeah. And
So the
what part of
rose has become more
yeah.
popular, and the main seller with that is actually the tincture.
Okay.
Because the rose tincture, it tastes better than the yew tincture. It tastes more sweet. It's not as bitter. I think that's why it
Interesting.
seems to sell more than the capsules or tea. The tea's wonderful too. Ladies love the tea. It seems to help them have a calm feeling. It seems to help the digestion, is what I've heard from people. And I do not want to give any anecdotal stories about that. But I was wondering, actually, Dr. Dan, do you have any customers in the store that use the products that you would mind sharing?
Well, to be honest, we use the product here at the clinic and serve it to our patients as they're getting different IVs and relaxing sessions here at the clinic. We've definitely handed out specifically Rus's Respiratory Rose over the years. So that's a good case study right there. And people love it. Like you said, it has a sweet taste. You don't really need to add anything to it. So yes, we're using it right here with our very own patients and they love it. Okay, and then that's a unique herb that not a lot of people are consuming in their daily life. Like I
Right.
mentioned, rose isn't on many people's radar besides as a Valentine's Day gift, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you can also take
Or
it in
Mother's Day.
internally as an herbal medicine. So what part of the plant's being used?
The blossom. So we clip
Explain that.
about 3 to 4 inches down from the blossom. And so we're using mostly the petals
Okay.
that get manufactured. And that's why when you open a rose tea bag, you'll see kind of some pink in there and the green, of course. So if they're clipping 3 to 4 inches down from the blossom and there's some leaves in there, we don't discard any of that. We mill it all. So it gets brought in. It's a very delicate product, and we have to be very careful with it when we're drying it. It takes many hours of drying, but you have to make sure your product is below 8% moisture before you can box it up. And so that's quite the process. It's a lot of fun, though. I do love doing what we're doing. I mean, it's fun. We work with plants. We work with people that love to harvest. They love to go out to the wild for us and go gather these herbs. And we're also providing jobs for people. So
It's amazing. And you're just using what's the land is providing you right there in your guys' neck of the
right,
woods. which is the best thing.
God's herbs. Yes.
And another great positive that I'm sure keeps you fueled and going is it's unique products that you're putting out. Like the rose, you're using Montana YewTip. Not other companies are using these plants, so you're standing out with the products that you guys are producing, which is amazing. So again, with the Rus Respiratory Rose, look for that bluish label. If you're on YouTube, you can kind of see this, but 3 options. There's the tincture, capsules, and tea. You have one there?
Oh, I have a brochure.
Okay.
You can see.
Okay. I love the tincture, folks. That's a good way to get into herbs. It's a good way to get the benefits right under the tongue. It's pretty intense, but like you said, not as intense as the Montana YewTip tincture.
Right. Well, I recommend putting it in a 1 ounce glass of warm water and let it sit for 5 minutes to kind of dissipate that alcohol. That seems to go easier with newbies trying it out for the first time.
Yeah, amazing. So, folks, if you're looking for that respiratory support, or if you have a history of different respiratory infections and you're already looking for natural supplements and you're at Healthy Habit, then you might want to consider the Rus Respiratory Rose line, unique, and you can search all the benefits on even Google. You type in Scholar and Rose and then look at all the immune system benefits. So amazing there. And any other products in the works? What's coming up the stream here for Bighorn for 2023? What's on your guys' radar? What's the plan for we're at the halfway mark of 2023.
Yeah, we're coming out with a new product.
Oh, yeah.
This fall.
Okay.
And it's going to be Devil's Club Tincture. And we used to offer that product years ago, and my father decided to bring it back in. And the reason being is there was a weird flu and cold going around recently that I think was a mixture of, the COVID and the RSV going around. And myself, and my family, we had some leftover Devil's Club from, it was 13 years ago. And we took it. It's still good. Tincture lasts indefinitely, although in the manufacturing world and industry, it's a 3-year shelf life. But when you're using an alcohol, it will last longer than that. Yeah. We just can't market it that way, of course.
Are you saying claw or club? Because there's
club.
Devil's Club. Because there's Devil's Claw as well, right?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's a strong antiviral. Very strong.
So that's a perfect addition to the immune family with the lomatium, the rose, the YewTip, and now we have that 4th member.
I mixed it with my yew, which is way more robust, but boy, it knocks it out pretty fast. And you'll notice when you start to spit it out of your lungs, it'll come out in clumps. But it's the perfect addition to our product line because of the medicinal properties to it. Right. And it grows where we live, so it's easy for us to wildcraft. And that's always a plus. And that's another reason why we choose the herbs that we choose, because they grow where we live. And it's easy for us to work with the Forest Service because we have developed that healthy relationship with them. They love what we do. They know that we are sustainable, and we are in there to help the trees keep growing. So they will never be endangered again.
Right. And it looks like, and this is straight from WebMD even, and if you're on YouTube, you're seeing this on the screen here. It's used for so many different reasons over the years, from wounds to diabetes to sore throat, tuberculosis, and it's usually the inner bark of the root and stem that are being used, right, Chelsey? Or
yes.
Okay.
That's what we'll be harvesting.
So that's good. Thanks for that sneak peek then.
Hey, thanks for bringing that up. That was clever.
Yes, the Devil's Club, because that's not as common as the Devil's Claw, and of course, in Bighorn Botanicals fashion, right? We're going to bring something unique to the market. So we'll be keeping our customers and everybody, all our listeners, informed on that. Yeah. So how's Mr. Rus Willis doing, by the way? We haven't talked to him in a long time.
I know. He's doing well. He's enjoying his retirement. He fishes every day.
There you go. Good.
But he still spreads the U word. He still talks about the products with folks and encourages them to keep their immunity up
Yeah.
during all
Phenomenal.
these cooties flying around. So,
And a good thing is you don't have to wait until you're sick, folks, to start applying some of these herbs into your lifestyle. I'm sure,
right.
Chelsey, you have some thoughts on that, like having it in your daily lifestyle as a tea, maybe right at sunset when you get home from work. Imagine brewing a strong cup of rose tea, for example, to stay ahead of the
Yes,
curve. Is that one good way you can start using it?
absolutely. You can take it as a preventative for any kind of cootie going around, or virus.
Right.
A lot of people use about 4 droppers of the rose tincture just straight under the tongue or in a 1-ounce glass of water.
Yeah.
And that's your general health maintenance. If you want to bump that up to 6 to 8 droppers, that's okay. That shouldn't affect you in any harmful way. And you can also include it in the tea as well to make your tea more robust.
Okay, like brew a cup of the rose tea and then add the tincture to the tea as well. Make
Yes.
it get a double whammy right there.
Right.
Amazing. So again, that's Rus Respiratory Rose, 3 R's, blue label. Look for that, and you can ask any of our awesome staff here for that product. Folks, you can head over to bighornbotanicals.com as well and order from there or call our store directly at 602-252-6000. Do you want to share the number there at Bighorn?
Yes, that's 406-847-5597. We have a toll-free number as well, and that's 888-847-1223. And either Shandy or Kyra, I have 3 girls in the office, including myself, that are happy to help anyone. If anyone wants to learn more information about our products, please don't hesitate to call. We will mail you product or email you, information. We'll email you information. We can mail samples as well. If you want a sample, we'll go ahead and work something out like that. I did want to point out we're going to be in Las Vegas at the end of August. We're going to the American Medical Naturopathic Association convention. And that's going to be exciting because it's all naturopathic doctors that go there to learn what they could bring into their practice. So I'm excited for that. I am creating a booklet with my marketing manager on what to offer those guys when we're there. So we'll be there August 25th, 26th, and 27th. And I've been sharing that and I was going to let you guys know, if you have time, that'd be great if you can come down and check it out.
Yeah, if you can email me the details to that. I didn't know about that. That's amazing. Chelsey, you're going to be setting up a booth there for Bighorn and handing out supplies and samples, information. That's phenomenal.
Yep.
Amazing. Okay,
yeah, and we just started at our trade shows. We always give samples. This time I'm brewing tea, UT and rose tea, so people can actually try the tea.
Perfect.
So that's kind of cool. People love that.
Amazing. So it's harvest season is here for Montana YewTip products. So we're going to be hitting the shelves here with a fresh supply soon, and that's for the next 3-4 months you're harvesting, correct?
We start in July, and our rose harvest starts June. So June, July, August are the intense harvest seasons.
Got it.
Now lomatium, that happens in October, and that's probably when we'll do our Devil's Club as well.
That's either more the roots. The roots of the plant is more of the fall, winter, correct?
Yes.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, the lomatium is awesome and unique where it grows. It grows near the rose patches. So that makes it super easy.
That's perfect.
And how we harvest that is they dig the plant up, they'll cut the root off, and then they replant it. So it's a sustainable plant, and it'll just keep rejuvenating in the ground.
Wow.
So
yeah. And that's for maybe the next time we have you on, we'll dive all deep into lomatium root tincture, and there's a big history on that one. And amazing. So what's a good recap here then, Chelsey? We're one of the only stores, folks, for all the listeners who haven't been here before, that carry Bighorn Botanicals products. It's a specialty product, right? You can't just get it everywhere, and it's super unique and special in that way. So Why did you guys even choose to partner with Healthy Habit? Maybe give people a little background on that in the
Oh, we
first
thought it
place.
was a great opportunity to connect with a health food store in Phoenix, Arizona. It's a popular place, and we met you guys at an expo convention in California, and that's where the relationship started.
Got it.
I believe 5, 6 years ago.
Right.
And we started doing the radio shows with you guys, and now we're doing the podcast. So I love the relationship. I hope to always maintain that. And if anyone in the area wants to find our products, they can go to Healthy Habit Health Foods.
Thanks, Chelsey. And give a little recap real quick, 30 seconds take home on why someone should have the Montana YewTip products on their radar, either external, internal, but just that plant in general, that Taxus brevifolia.
If you want to feel good and you're into taking natural supplements, give Montana YewTip products a try. You don't know until you try. And most of the feedback for first timers is they just feel better, and they're more energized, and they have endurance, and they're loving life. So I suggest keep loving life, be happy, be healthy, and try to include a natural product that best fits you. And if you want to learn more about Montana YewTip products, please don't hesitate to call or email, and I'd be happy to speak with you.
Thank you, Chelsey.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Dan.